Joining us now is one of the most recognizable figures in the history of sports radio. It's simply Mike Golic here with you in the GBag Nation. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. So I've been doing this for a few days now, and this has now been my favorite interview because you guys put 2 donuts down in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
baby.
And I've already eaten one.
Yes.
So when I was grooving to the tune, coming back in, little Billie Jean, I couldn't move as much because I got one donut in me and one to go.
We had your son on yesterday, and I asked him, said, now, Dad looks great. Can I get him a donut? Because I know how much he likes it.
Yeah.
He said he will love it.
I will. I eat better now, but I'm still – they're like, oh, did you give up donuts and cookies? I'm like, hell no.
Yeah.
I just eat them less.
Okay.
But I still eat them.
Fair.
I'm not turning down a good dessert.
Now, how hard are you pulling for the Eagles here with your background?
I really can't be because I'm on the broadcast team for Westwood One. It's Kevin Harlan and Kurt Warner and me and Laura Oakman doing the radio broadcast. So I can't really do that. Even though most of my years were there, I have to be unbiased. But, listen, there's no doubt there's a part of me that's in Philadelphia. I loved the fans there. I loved my time there. Most of my time there was before free agency. So a lot of us became friends and such, and always had great games against the Cowboys, except they were the ones that always got to go to the Super Bowl in 92 and 93 and not us. So, I always hold that against the guy I tried to tackle the most at Emmett or Nate Newton, who I went against the most, or when I see Aikman, I always remind him that I picked him off,
Oh, this is
yeah,
there you go.
Who was the biggest trash talker on the Cowboys? Do you remember? Was it Nate Newton? Was he?
No,
bringing
O-linemen
it,
are not trash talkers.
Okay.
O-linemen and D-linemen, we're too busy trying to get oxygen in our lungs after play. The farther away from the ball you are, the more smack talk you get.
Okay, very good.
That's how that works. Yeah.
Now, did you have a teammate or an opponent that stands out to you when you think of trash talking in your playing days?
Man, like Andre Waters, God rest his soul, on my
there you
defense.
go. Yeah.
Not only could knock you out, but he'll talk to you as well.
Yeah.
We definitely had some chirpers on our defense. We had a lot of A personalities on that Eagle defense. There's no doubt about it. We had some fun.
Now, I heard that, and I didn't know this, but I believe I have this correct. Did you retire and then 30 minutes later, Joe Montana retire on the exact same day?
So he stole my thunder. Is that unbelievable? And I've known Joe.
What a bleep
That
hole,
is just
man.
rude.
I've known Joe since I was 12. When my brother Bob and Joe came to Notre Dame together in 75,
Right.
I was 12, 13 years old. That's when I first met Joe. So I've known him through there, played against him in the NFL, and then sure enough, I announced my retirement, to which nobody gave a damn. And then Montana does it a little bit later, and I'm like, well, any thunder I had, which, by the way, was none. This is completely tongue-in-cheek, and then Joe retires. Unbelievable. It's almost like J.J. Watt had the spotlight for a while, and then Brady retired. J.J. Watt thinks in 5 years he's headlining the Hall of Fame. And
He's got to come back and play again next
he's
year.
going to play again, so it's one more year after.
Yeah, he ends up circling back. Well, it's a blessing to be at these Super Bowls, and yes, the Eagles are playing in it. I know you can't show your affinity.
Right.
What do our Cowboys need to do to finally get back to one of these things? I know you were playing; they were playing in it every year. It's been so long since.
I did a few Dallas games this year. I did the first game against Tampa. What a dreck game that was. And I did a couple more after that. Listen, I'm glad Pollard started getting the touches he should get, because it's going to be interesting what goes on with that scenario. CeeDee Lamb, he stepped in as the number one, did a nice job because I was a little shaky on the trading of Amari Cooper. Defensively, you're building there nice. So, you're there, but you're just not in the upper part of there, because I think there was a separation of San Francisco when healthy quarterbacks, Philadelphia, and then there's a drop-off to the next part of the AFC. So I think it's top-heavy there, where the AFC, you got Cincinnati and Kansas City and Buffalo and the Chargers making a run, and Jacksonville and such, which was nice for them. But I think the NFC is a little more top-heavy, and we sit there and talk about these quarterbacks rotating around.
Yeah.
If I were them, I'd rotate in the NFC, not in the AFC, because the AFC has got some great young quarterbacks.
Yeah, it seems like the path is a little bit easier.
Yes, yeah.
Being a defensive guy, how unique and special is the unicorn that is Micah Parsons?
To see what he does from different positions, and it's like a Bill Belichick special. He loves the guy that can play multiple positions. And when you line him up all over the place so you don't know where he's coming, there's one thing to game plan somebody when you're knowing they're lining up at left end all the time or at right end all the time. But when he's right end, left end, in the middle, all over the place, it's a lot tougher to do. So he is, he's what every defense is looking for. You have your studs. out there, and he's one of them, but he can do it from multiple positions.
Mike, this might be a deep question here, but
We like getting deep.
No,
wow.
but
let me take a bite of this donut.
yeah,
then. Go ahead.
please do.
Get your body ready. Get your body ready.
But they teach broadcasting classes about what you and Mike Greenberg did for radio and things like that, and the relationship and how it's done that way. You talk about you're having fun, you're a former player and all that. Those times, like you said, that you guys were doing that.
Right.
Did you ever feel like that? Man, we're going to be the example of future broadcasters potentially.
We didn't think our show would last a year, let alone, almost 18. Greeny, when he signed, Greeny was doing ESPN News, and he just started doing some Sports Center. And he almost didn't take it because he didn't want to mess that up. We didn't know where this was going to go, so we wanted to make sure he had the TV side protected. That's how unsure we were of everything. And then it just took off. We had time. One of the biggest differences, we weren't carried in a lot of affiliates. We didn't have a lot of affiliates right out of the gate. So we had time to work through the early process. And by the time we had in the hundreds of affiliates, we were kind of hitting our stride. And it just happened. Never felt like work. It was just a lot of fun to do. But to answer your question, no, I never thought, and I still don't know why anybody would look at what I did and say, oh, yeah, I got to duplicate that. I don't speak very good at times. I'm not the smartest, in the world, but I just like I'm not afraid to make a mistake. I don't care. It happens. We all do. And the main thing is I like talking to people, not at people.
It's Mike Golic here with you. What's it like? Did you ever think you'd be working for a broadcast company that's a sports book and a daily fantasy operation?
No, I didn't. And when I first signed on with Draft Books, they were like, or DraftKings, they were like, don't worry, you're not setting lines or anything like that, because I didn't know a ton about it. I know the basics of it, but I'm not a sharp by any stretch. They have plenty of people for that. They were like, no. We want to get into, obviously, the sports, sector of this, so just do a sports show. Okay. And, an entertainment show. Yeah. And I do it with Jess Smetana, who was a Notre Dame grad, actually with my daughter. So
Smetty.
There's a big generation gap going on there. Yeah. I'm as old as her father. So it's a lot of fun. They give us a lot of freedom to do a lot of things.
Hey, we had your son on yesterday. Did you guys ever measure how smart he is? Because it's like I was just talking about it last night at dinner.
We were talking about it on the way at dinner.
He's quick as a whip, man.
Yeah. He's really smart.
Yeah.
Very, very smart. Yeah. Way smarter than I ever was. Took all honors courses, got all A's. It was kind of sickening.
Okay.
In all honesty.
I figured.
Yeah. I mocked him.
We did. We were talking about the best interviews, and we'd done it before when we were back in Dallas. But having him here live, it was amazing. It's like, and we're walking out here like, what's our best interview? Golic. That was the one.
You can't throw anything at him.
I'm not telling him you said that.
Hey, we got Pork Rind Appreciation Day going on here. It's very near and dear to our hearts.
Yeah, it is very cool. So porkrindappreciationday.com. That's where you want to go. They have a great contest. Instead of snacks, we're going to do sacks. So pick the team you think are going to get the sacks. There's a lot of people I think are going to go Philadelphia.
Like Super Bowl, both sacks.
Grand prize, $50,000 in a year of pork rinds as well. But Southern Recipe Small Batch has done a great job with this because they're partnering up with the Gridiron Greats. I've been on the board of that for a while. That's Jaworski and Ditka, Brian Urlacher. And we bring assistance to former players that need help with kind of everyday things that don't grab a lot of the CBA stuff that the players of today get. So they've been great partners in raising money. And granted, it's a great way to win $5,000. porkrindappreciationday.com.
Ideal dip for the pork rind.
I'm a blue cheese guy.
Okay.
I'm a blue cheese guy, and I double dip, and I don't care who knows it.
Oh, how many bags you putting down in your heyday?
Oh, 3, 4, 5 tops.
Minimum.
A minimum, I should say.
That's our guy.
Yeah,
Mike Golic, thank you so much. It's an honor.
No
Take
problem.
care. Have a great week.
I'm taking the donut.
You got it, buddy.
It's
for
yours.
you. All right.